Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In last video we had completed our login activity. In this video we will build a login with Google, that is Google sign in, and we will implement this in our app. Okay, so let's start. So go to the web browser and here go to Firebase console. In Firebase console, in the left side here go to the authentication. In authentication, here you can see number of users of your app. Like we have only one user, so we have sign up with only one user. When you are sign up with other users, means your app has more users, they will show up here. Okay, this is the provider that this user is signed up with email password authentication. Okay, so now go to the sign in method, click on this, and here we have enabled only email password authentication. Now we will enable this also, that is Google authentication. Click on this and here enable this. Okay, after enable, here create a support email, select a support email, that is your email id, select your email id. uh, any any mails related to this Google sign in will come to this email id. Okay, so now click on the save button. Okay, so now we have two authentication enabled. One is email password and another is authentication with Google. Okay, so now go to the documentation. Here click on this, go to docs. This is our documentation. Click on this get started for Android. Here in the left, come down and in authentication click on this authentication. Here click on this Android. Now in Android come down and then select Google sign in. Okay, select this. So this is Google authentication that we are going to build. Now come down. Here first step is our dependencies, so we'll add these dependencies, we'll copy these and then go to the Android Studio. Here go to build.gradle file, app level, that is this app module gradle file. In this, here we have all the dependencies, so we'll paste the dependencies that we have copied here. Okay, paste these dependencies. Okay, we already had this authentication dependency, so we don't need this again. Okay, we need only this play services authentication dependency. Okay, now click on this sync now button. Now let it sync, it will take some time. Meanwhile go to the website, here documentation. Now come down and here we need this Google sign in options. Copy this code and then go to the Android Studio. Okay, our syncing is finished, so now go to the login activity. This is our login activity. Okay, here first we need a button for Google sign in. So first go to this activity login.xml, this file. Here we don't have a login button for Google, so let's create this button. Now come to bottom. Here create a layout, that is relative layout, width wrap content, height also wrap content, and here now set its background, that is color primary. and then constraint it from top, uh, from bottom and left and right. So constraint bottom of parent, then constraint it from left, constraint left of parent, then constraint right of parent. Okay, and then we will set their margin also. Okay, let's do it after some time. Now in relative layout we want image. Okay, here we want an image of Google, so let's copy the image from our utilities. So go to our utilities folder. Here we have a file that is icgooglelogo.xml. I will give its link in the description. You can download this file from the description. Okay, now copy this file, and this is our Google logo. Okay, you can download the image from the internet also. Okay, then now go to the Android Studio, and here in drawable, in resources, here drawable, paste this, right click on this and paste, click OK, click OK. Okay, now we have Google logo file. This is our file. Now uh, here we need a image view, and we will set its width, wrap content, height, let's say height also wrap content. Then here we need the image that is source, and our source is Google image, Google logo. This is our Google logo. Now here we want a background white, and also we want a padding, let's say padding 4 dp. Okay, and also set its, okay, now it seems okay. Here in relative layout, let's change the height, not height, let's change the width to 0 dp. Okay, so this is our button. Here we have a Google image. Okay, then we will set the margin also. So let's set its margin start in relative layout, margin start, and we will set it to 64 dp, and also margin end, that is also 64 dp. Okay, now we will set bottom margin also, margin bottom, that is also 64 dp. Okay, so this is our button. Here now we will set the gravity, not here. Okay, in image view let's set the margin also, layout margin, that is also 4 dp. Okay, now here we want a text view. Here after image view, text view, and let's say it's height and width wrap content, height wrap content, and let's say our text is sign in with Google. Okay, this is our text. Then here we will set its color, text color white, and its text size, let's say 20 sp. Okay, and then then we want to shift this to somewhat right of the image. Okay, so here we will set its layout to end of that is the id of this image view. Okay, let's give this an id. So give the image view an id that is Google image, so GIMG. Now in text view here, after id we will write GIMG. So now it is shifted to the right of this image. Okay, so it seems fine. Now also set its margin, that is left margin, layout margin left, yeah, that set it to 24 dp. Okay, and also set its gravity, we want it to the center, in the center vertically, so set its gravity to the center vertical. Okay, it's not, still not in the center. Okay, let's change its height to match parent. uh, okay, come here in relative layout, let's change its height to 40 dp. Okay, now it seems fine, now it's in the center. Then in image view here also set the gravity, sorry, here okay, not in image view, set the gravity in this relative layout. Here set the gravity center vertical. Okay, so this is our, I guess this is our sign in button. Okay, also in image view change its height to match parent. Okay, and in relative layout it seems fine. Okay, now it seems fine. Hey, now we have done with this layout. Now let's set its id in relative layout. Here set its id, that is id is equal to uh, Google button, Google sign in button, G sign in button. Okay, G sign button. Now come to the login activity. Here create a variable that is private relative layout, Google sign in button, G sign button. Now sign its, initialize it, Google sign in button is equal to find view by id r dot id dot G sign in sign button. Okay, we have initialized it. Now set a click listener to this. Here after this sign up, G sign in button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Here now we want sign in activity, sign in function. So let's name it Google sign in. Okay, now let's implement this method here. Here in last we will create a method private void Google sign in. Okay, so we have called this method on clicking of this button. Okay, now come to the documentation, and here copy this again, this code, that is Google sign in options. And now go to the Android Studio. Here in on create, this is our on create method. Here after m authentication we will paste this. Now press Alt Enter. Okay, so this is our Google sign in options. Now come back to the documentation, come down here, copy this code. This is the sign in function. Copy this code and then go to the Android Studio. Here in last paste this. Here we will paste this code. Paste this. Sorry. Okay, I have copied only sign in. Copy the other function also, that is this on activity result. Copy this and then go to the Android Studio and here paste this. Okay, now here we have sign in. Okay, we will cut the content of this sign in, Control X, and then paste it here in Google sign in. And we don't need this sign in function, okay, because we have the function name Google sign in. Now here we need a mGoogle sign in client. Okay, we need to create this client variable. So go to the top here, create a variable private Google sign in client, mGoogle sign in client. Okay, now initialize this variable. Come down here after this Google options. Here mGoogle sign in client is equal to Google sign in client dot get client. Sorry, Google sign in, not client, Google sign in dot get client. And now first is a context, that is this. Then we have options, that is our GSO options that we have created above this line. Okay, these are our options. So now we have a sign in client. Now come down here, we have sign in client. Now we want this variable also, so copy this and come to top here, create this variable, that is private private int, this variable that is equal to assign it a value, anything you want, let's say 104. Okay, now come down here. Now we have done with this sign in. Now come to the on activity result. Here press Alt Enter, resolve dependencies, press Alt Enter. Okay, now come to the documentation again, and now we have copied this. Come down, we don't need this, we already have mauth variable. Now come down here copy this code. Okay, copy this code, copy it, then go to the Android Studio and here after this paste this code. Okay, now press Alt Enter, resolve dependencies, Alt Enter, Alt Enter. Okay, now let's see what this is doing. Okay, so when user click on this Google sign in button, this method will be called, that is Google sign in, and it will launch an activity, that is Google sign in activity. Okay, we will launch this activity and this will select a Google account and it will return in on this function, that is on activity result. Here we will return after selecting a Google account. Now here we will check if the request code is same that we have sent. This is the request code we have sent to the Google and this is the same request code that we are getting. Now we will get the Google account information. Okay, so this is our Google account information. Then we don't need this log, comment this, and also we don't need this log also. Now here if we get this information account information, then we will use this information to sign in to our Firebase. Okay, so we'll call Firebase auth with Google. Okay, we'll call this function because we have got this account information. Okay, if we don't get this information due to some error, then we will show the error to the user here. Here we will show the error, so we will show a toast to the user, that is make text. Here this is the context, that is login activity dot this. Then we will show the error as we will show the error that is written, so e dot get message. Then we will show the length is short, then we will show this toast. Okay, so this is the toast that we are going to show to the user, that will show the error message. Okay, if it is successful, then we will go to this sign authentication with Google. Now Firebase authentication with Google. Now come to this function. Here we are getting the credentials from the account that we have got. Okay, now we will get the credentials. Now we will use this credentials to sign in to our Firebase. Okay, if the sign in is successful, we will come here, and if it fail, then we will come here. Okay, so in case of failure, here delete this. In case of failure, if the sign in fails, then we will show a toast to the user. So let's copy the toast from the above function, that is login function. This is the toast that we are going to show, and we need to show the progress dialog also. So copy this, come down, and here in else paste this. So here in Firebase authentication, here after this, here we will show the progress dialog also, dot show. Okay, we will show the progress dialog, and then if it's a failure, then we will dismiss this dialog and show the error message to the user. Okay, if it's a success, then here we don't need this update, and also we don't need this log file. Okay, here we will show a toast to the user, toast dot make text login activity dot this, and we will show the toast as a login success, Google sign in success, Google sign in success. Okay, and then length short dot show. Okay, so we'll show the success message to the user, and we will redirect to the main activity. Okay, so after this, here we will go to the main activity. So intent is equal to new intent. First is a context, so login activity dot this. Then we will go to the main activity, so main activity dot class, and then after this we will start this activity intent, and also we will finish this current activity, that is login activity dot this dot finish. Okay, so we will finish this activity, and we will go to the main activity. We will redirect the user to the main activity. So this is the case of success, and this is the case of failure. Also we will here we will dismiss this progress dialog dot dismiss. Okay, and here we have showed the progress dialog. Now it seems fine. Yeah, it should work. Okay, so okay, now it seems fine, so let's test it. So run this app. Okay, so this is our app. Here we have a sign in with Google button. This is our button, so it seems fine. Okay, now click on this button, sign in with Google. Click on this button, So it will show a dialog with the Google accounts that you have. So select the Google account that you want to sign in with. So I will select this, our Mohit Tech Classes Google account. I will click on this button, this Google account. Then we have our, yeah, this is our dialog that is signing in is in progress. So this is our dialog that we are signing in with Google. So now our sign in is successful, so we are redirecting to the main activity. Okay, so this way we can sign in with Google. Okay, so also we can see who has logged in with Google and who has logged in with the email ID. Okay, so for this, go to this, go to our console, Google console. Here in authentication, go to the authentication. Here we have two users. First is, you can see in providers, first is with the email icon. So this user has signed up with email, and then this second user is signed in with Google account. So you can see the G in this, in the provider. Okay, so it means this user has signed in with Google account. Okay, so from here you can see who has signed in with email ID and who has signed in with Google. Okay, this shows the list of the users of our app. Okay, so that's it from this video, guys. See you in the next video. If you like this video, please press the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.